Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending where you are in the world. Hope you're ready, sopranos, for Mozart's Requiem, Part 2, with Run by Singers and me, Matt Finch. You'll notice that Nick's upgraded me further into a more exotic location this week. I have my lovely grand piano on this side, a roaring fireplace, potpourri, beautiful picture, a lovely high ceiling for the acoustics. So yes, it's looking rather lovely, and hopefully the night will be drawing in, and eventually next week, later on during the week, you might even see it'll get a little bit darker in the room as well. Hello to everybody from Germany, Canada, Belgium, France, Los Angeles, Dublin, London, Exeter. You're all there. 91 people so far. Fantastic. If you're one of these lucky people that lives out in the countryside or maybe in town, and unfortunately your broadband is a bit slow, some of you have been experiencing sometimes a little bit of lag, a little bit of out of syncness. Rest assured, it does all leave my house here in Bath all in one go, but it's when it comes to the other end that sometimes it might distribute it in different ways. Do double check that there isn't anybody else in your house playing a game or watching telly or something like that on the internet, because that will suck up your internet. Everybody in my house has the instructions at the moment. Don't go on the internet, because Dad's broadcasting live to lots and lots of people doing Mozart. So they're all having to sit and twiddle their thumbs and use their own data. So please, you might find that actually watching it live is just too stuttery. And if that is the case for you, then wait until it's all finished, and then YouTube will catch up and you'll probably get a much better, smoother signal. But if you're lucky and you've got fast broadband, watch it live. Great. And it's lovely to see Brussels. Yes, Nottingham, Wirral and Galway and Ireland, Henfield. If anybody's from Bath or Bristol, give us a shout. Or Winchester. Winchester. I say, ooh, Winchester. My wife comes from Winchester, and so the other side of the family all live in Winchester. And my mother-in-law works in a tiny little shop, the shop round by the Winchester Cathedral. There's the bits and bob shop, as I call it. It's probably not called that. So say hello to anybody in Winchester. Berkhamsted, Nottingham, Brussels. So, my plan for today, short warm-up, and then we start with Lacrimosa, and we work our way through. And we will have recording opportunities after we've just gone through the notes, double-checked, have a sing-through. You don't have to take those recording opportunities. I think we've had over 1,400 files sent in so far from everybody. Thank you if you've got your stuff in. Really good. If you haven't yet, you've still got some time, but we want it in as early as possible. And just to remind you, I don't hear what you have done individually. Nick won't hear what you've done individually. Probably not even the sound engineer will do that, because he's got some minions. His minions are getting all the sounds in the right place. So they just like, and then the mixing begins. So it really will sound like, when you listen back to yourself, you'll be thinking, what, that's me? Just me? It's just like a tiny little bit. It's a bit like I was explaining to the basses. If you think of a house, if we spent an hour looking at a light switch, it'd be very boring. You're just like the light switch of the choir of this beautiful house. Everything put together, it will sound lovely, but the individual thing is not great. So, don't worry about it. If you think you've got most of the notes, push the button and send off. Hopefully other people will help you out with links and things like that. If you haven't got an email from Nick, then let me know. But probably most of the information will be in the email. So there's loads of links and all sorts of things there. Shall we get on with a little bit of some humming and some sirening, and then we'll do some scales? Just for a moment, let's do the sirens. I'm just going to click a little button on my computer that's popped up. That's scared me for a moment there, but we're still in. Yes. So we're just going to go... Good. Our little pattern that we did last time. Last time we did it to li and la. This time we're going to do it to mi. Mi, mi, mi. And we're not doing separate notes, as in mi, 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 mi. Me, 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 me. Keep the sound flowing and just let the articulators, that's your lips, call them articulators, do the but the sound continues. Me, 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 me. 3, 4. Me, 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 ma. Ma, 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 ma. And see if we can do lots of smiling. We're now going to stick a little extra note in to make it dance. Me, 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 me. So m on every single note. 1, 2. Me, 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 ma, ma, ma. Ma 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 ma, and then we get me 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 me. Ready, go. Me 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 me. And what do cows do? Well, they do moo in this country. They might not do moo in other countries. Apparently, different countries have different noises for their animals. So who knows? And let's just try one little scale from the bottom to the top. We'll try in E major, this key. And we're going to do red lorry, yellow lorry to get these mouths working. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, going up the scale. Lorry, no lollies. 2, 3, 4. Red lorry, yellow lorry, 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 red lorry, yellow lorry. And from the top to the bottom, let's try red leather, yellow leather. Leather. Get that tongue out there rather than leather. Red leather, yellow leather, red. 2, 3, 4. Red leather, yellow leather, 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 red leather, yellow leather. Very good. I've just remembered the shop in Winchester. It's called Cornflowers that my mother-in-law works at. So if anybody in Winchester wanders past Cornflowers, say hello to Carol in the shop, who's absolutely lovely and part bonkers. She's lovely. So that's my mother-in-law. Anyway, moving on to Lacrimosa. Hopefully you've got your score in front of you. It's page 52 if you're using the one that Nick has sent out. If you're using something else, somebody might help us out. Let's have a quick flick through, just check that all the notes are the same as normal. Yes, they are. This is the piece that we know that Mozart wrote 8 bars worth, and that's it. So when you get to the end of bar 8, yes, bar 8, thank you very much, that homo reus, that's where, in my head, that's where he's just desperately trying to write the last few bars and can't quite necessarily get any further. Oh, that's it. On that really top one. So we do take that last little reus. There's just a little bit extra moment there. Okay? Just in time for us to mark that moment. Hello to Bristol. So. Let's go through. Here we go. 2, 3, and Lacrimosa diezilla. Couple of things. Can you see those things over the top? That means we're going to get crescendo and then we're going to decrescendo. So you're aiming for the word Mosa. Mosa. You can get a little bit of a M on there as well. And the same with dies illa. It's the illa. One more time. And Lacrimosa dies illa qua resurget ex favilla. So they're short, but they're not staccatos. Dutch, Dutch. Imagine there was a little symbol or triangle happening there. Qua resurget. We'll go slightly French on that jet. Keep it soft. 3, 4. Qua resurget ex favilla judicaros homoreus. Good luck with those top A's. And then we carry on. And then it goes sotto voce. Nice and soft. 3, 4. Lacrimosa dies illa qua resurget ex favilla judicanos amoreus. That whole phrase, don't start it too loud at qua resurget. It says F in my score. Make it F -1. Yeah? So that that whole phrase can build to homoreus. Re is where we're aiming for. That is the high point of the phrase. So everything is made into that. And then we can take the foot off the pedal for our pace Deus breath. Go for that. Be natural. Be smile. The more you smile, the more lighter it will be and the more in tune it will be. Smiles are brilliant. Should we go from the beginning up to there? Because that's quite a bit of a blast, isn't it, to get a top A this early on in rehearsal. Here we go from the top with our soprano singer. Get these. More. More. Very good. Yes. Then we get up to the big bit. Dona Reyes. This is now bar 22 because you've had a little bit of organ. And we shall just get to the end. And when we get to the men at the end are still big and bold. Men. And men we hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Off on 7. If you can write that in your score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That creates the idea of a pause, but to make sure that we all come off together with the soloist, I'm still counting in that pause, rather than just, oh, I think it's going to come off there. Then it all keeps the same. 7 is the magic number for this. Okay? From 22, Dona Reyes. Let's just check the notes. 3, 4. Do Requiem. 3, 4. Amen. And keep that sound powering right the way through. Don't back off. Yeah, make sure you take nice, slow, deep breath before that Amen. Let's have a sing through and then we'll create a recording opportunity. So, from the top, let me find the right button. Here we go from the top. Lovely. Question, yes, bar 18. That surprised me. I think this is a good question here from Gisela. Bar 18, third note, E or D. Now, the lady on the recording sings what's written in this score. Yes. So what she's singing in this is she's matching this score, but that's not correct. So we've just got this one quaver. Jesu. It should be F tied to an F, D, B natural, which is going to be tricky when she's singing an E. Yeah? And we need to sing a D, which is a lot easier to sing. Jesu, Jesu Domine. It's that diminished chord. Yeah? So if we can do that, that will be good. That will be a good test, clean up who was listening, who wasn't, who can sing against, etc. That's going to be a task for the sound people. Let's do a recording opportunity because we've got lots to get through. So I'm putting the red light on. It's not a button. Red light on for Lacrimosa. We're going to do a clap and then we're going to start. We're all going to clap on number 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Here we go. Lacrimosa recording opportunity. Excellent. Chording opportunity done. Hopefully I've played in the note and it fitted that extra note that we need to correct in that one. Good. Moving on to Domine Jesu in G minor. Let me just have a flick through to see if there's any notes that we need to change or correct that we know about. We've got a little solo section in the middle. We have the new faster, the Quando limabre. Yes, if you can observe the sotto voce at bar 9, great. Yes, keep it really soft. Quando limabre promizisti, and we're going to go with a Z-I. Zisti when we get there, but we'll come to that bit. Good. Let's go through this one. These first two numbers are longer in terms of some of the other shorter ones coming up. Just have a listen to the very beginning to get tempo of this.
Domine Jesu Christe, Rex Gloriae, Rex Gloriae.
Okay, that's the speed that we want to be bouncing along on. With me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Domine Jesu Christe, Rex Gloriae, Rex Gloriae. Libera omnias omnium fidelium defunctorum. Good. Just a couple of things. Aiming for libera omnias om. Always pushing through the tied notes. Yeah, those longer notes. Defunctorum. If you can get a r, boom, bonus points if you're a roller. De penis infini. I can't sing up there. You've got the same thing twice. Yeah? Just as in speech, first one, make sure it's already going up in pitch, but also if you can add a little bit more energy on the second one. If there was a third one, which there isn't in this case, you'd make it more. Just like if you were shouting to somebody down the garden, you'd probably go, hiya! Hiya! And the third time, oi! Yeah, you would go big time. So build the excitement not only in the notes, but also in the volume. And then you come back down quiet on the fair. The penis infini, the penis infini, et de profundo lacu. Libera, libera eas de aureonis. Libera, libera eas de aureonis. Extra when we do that little bar 17, 18. That one. Massive smiles. Everything up to make sure that D natural is a D natural, yeah? Because otherwise it gets a bit flat. Libera, libera eas de aureonis. Then we start the fugue. Yeah. Make sure you take that really slow breath in. Don't do too much N. That's going to make all sorts of changes in vocal folds, in shapes. It's more important that you get the note. Just almost tartarus rather than yeah. Neas tartarus necandant in obscurum. Necandant in obscurum. Necadant in obscurum. And we're not aiming for the room, we're aiming for the score. In obscurum. And then you back off. Sturum. Then we get some solos. La, 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 la. And then we get to bar 44. quam olim Abrahe promisisti. Z. Get the Z in there. And we come in as sopranos on bar 48. Oh no, that's the altos. I always get that wrong. I think, top line. You come in on 49, don't you? 49. Quam olim Abrahe promisisti, quam olim Abrahe promisisti. That whole passage, chromatic scale, yeah, every single semitone is really small and it's coming down. So I can't hear you, but I'm going to advise you that you're going down in semitones, so hold on to the railings as you go down. Don't slide and end up going flat. Keep it smiley, keep the excitement up right to the end of the phrase. Quam olim Abrahe, bar 49, 1, 2. Quam olim Abrahe promisisti, quam olim Abrahe promisisti. And that's a really odd one that comes out, that F. How are you going to pitch that note? Eius. Eius. You can take the use of the altos. Promisisti. And that is an E flat, not an E natural. Then the altos carry on. Et semini eius, quam olim Abrahe promisisti, quam olim Abrahe. And there's an instance there, sopranos, where you either need to sing promisisti, quam olim Abrahe, all in one breath, or miss out the sti. So you go, he promises, quam olim Abrahe, and rely on the organ, the parts, everybody else singing sti. Your choice, because there's going to be enough of you to cover both, yeah? And the pulse has got to keep going. So bar 61, quam olim Abrahe, after that sneaky breath, 3, 4. Quam olim Abrahe promisisti, quam olim Abrahe promisisti, et semini eius, et semini eius, et semini eius. Quam olim Abrahe promisisti, quam olim Abrahe promisisti, et semini eius. Off on 7, the magic number. Off on 7. I'll bring you off. Off on 7 there. Good. All of those. Remember doing that, using that phrase. Don't hit it straight away. Give it a bit of colour as it goes across the bar line. Should we sing it through? Let's sing it through once, and then we'll do a recording opportunity. I know these are longer pieces. So, from the top, scrolly back. I can see you doing some of this. Domine Jesu. And I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Domine Jesu Christe,
And
ex gloria, Hostias fore, Benedictus fructorum, de penis in et de profundo
Good. Lovely. Yeah. A couple of places where you come in with some stonking high notes. Make sure that you've taken the time to breathe in, and maybe before you breathe in, you've even taken time to breathe out. Do that. What we call the outy inny, out. So it's not suddenly like this. It's just totally relaxed, and it's like, oh, top that note, easy. Poof, no problem, yeah. And out it floods. So, recording opportunity. Could you go over the entrance to 25? Let's have a look at 25. 25. In terms of the timing, let's have a listen to what the altos do. Ne absorbe Deus Tartarus ne cantat in obscurum. So you're listening for score. If you breathe on scorum of the altos, you're probably too late. Bum. There you go. But you will probably be too late there. I would suggest you're breathing. Breathe. So I will be going Tartarus ne candat and go. Ne absorbet. And it's just a top A. Absorbet. A. Don't worry about that N. Yeah. Cool. Here we go. Recording opportunity. Domine Jesu. Let's put on our light. So we know this is the moment to find later on. We're going to clap. 1, 2, 3. And I've gone fuzzy. There we are. Back in focus. Dom. 1, 2, 3.
Domine Jesu Christe, Rex Gloria, Rex Gloria, Iberia, Hostias, Vomera, Benedictus, De penis in penis inferi, De penis in penis inferi, Et de profundo
Goody goody. Woof. Good work, everybody. You're still with me. Yeah, we're at the moment on my schedule. We're over, but then I've got a couple of numbers that will be quicker, of course. So we're okay. We're doing all right. Keep on it, Matt. Hostias. Hostias. Our next movement. Just checking, see if there's any new notes. No, we've got our reprise of Quam Oleum, so we've already got that one in the bag, as it were. Let's just hear the beginning of this one so we can get our tempo.
Hostias et Sanctus Dei Domine, Dei Domine, Agnus Dei.
Lovely. So this is our nice gentle waltz. If we can emphasise the first of every bar, then it has a bit of life. It's a lovely waltz. Can't quite follow those notes yet. A lot of work to do. I'm sure you will have a lot of work to do, but you've got time. Hostias et precious tibi Domine. Make this a beautiful dance. If anyone was watching Strictly in the UK, I'm forced to watch it. I do sort of enjoy it, I suppose. But a good waltz, yes. Here we go. From the beginning, bar 2. All 1, 2. Hostias et precious tibi Domine, tibi Domine, laudato ferimus. 1, 2. Tu suscipe pro animabus inis, quorum odiam memoriam facimus. Cimus, okay? Facimus. Hemiola cadence, as someone pointed out, where we feel it in 2s against the 3s, yeah? So, then we go for our loud section. This is a skimp through type rehearsal, isn't it? And then you get to do the work on your own. Hostias, big and loud. 1, 2, 3. Hostias et preces tibi Domine, laudis offerimus. 2 things. All the others have been that semitone, but on that laudis, laudis. You go from an F to a G, a whole tone. So give it a little bit of extra eyebrows, bottoms, excitement to make sure it's in tune. Laudis offerimus, tu suscipe pro animabus inis, quorum hodie memoriam facimus. Then the next one is fac. Faceas Domine de morte transire ad vitam. And we're going to crescendo through that more because we've got a tie and we're going across the bar line. Yeah, we're getting used to seeing all these things and crescendoing through that. And then when we go vitam, you'll hear the organ go, slowing down through that bar. When it hits that bottom note, we're off into our new tempo. It doesn't nearly need to worry you because, of course, it's the basses. There's a question there. Preces, ches, as in ches, Chairs. Chairs in French. That's pré-chairs. I think that's what most of them are doing. Then we go into Quamole Marbre, which we should know because we've done that already. Some variations. At the end, there is a subtle slowing down, but not a lot. Should we go through a sing-through? Yes. Let's. Hostias. Sing-through. Not a recording, sing-through. Float.
Hostias et Sanctus Dei, Domine, Dei Domine, Agnus Dei, tu suscipem proanimamus Deis, carum
Oh, yes, pré-chairs. Pré-chairs. Chairs, as in the things you sit on. That's what I was looking for. Sometimes my brain is 10 minutes behind my mouth, and vice versa sometimes. Yes, lots of words. Lots of words. Let's create a recording opportunity. Remember, you don't have to do this. You just can. If you want to. Hostias. Hostias, recording opportunity. Let's clap on number 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Here are your notes. 2-bar introduction.
Hostias et Sanctus Dei, Domine, Dei Domine, Agnus Dei, tu suscipem proanimamus Maris offerimus, tu sucipe proniamus Deus, coram gloria facimus. Fageas Domine motet et transire ad vitam. Quam olim habere provisisti et semini eus, quam olim habere provisisti,
Lovely. What's the count at the end? Off on 5, Jane. I saw it come up and thought, yes. So there's no pause sign on that one. So we are doing it as written. 4 counts off on number 5. Whew. Good. Moving on. Sanctus. Finally. In D major, the happiest key of all. The brightest. Everyone is... fits the trumpets and everything. It's da-da-da. Let's have a quick flick through that. Just check if we've got any notes. In my score, bar 7, that should be a D natural on the beginning of bar 8. You'll probably sing that, but it just needs to be written in for my sort of safekeeping. So that's bar 8 is a D natural. When we get to the Hosanna, we are in 1, and then this just reminds me of Christmas. And when we get to the very end, in Excelsis, there's a little bit of a slow up on the penultimate bar, but not as much as we will get later. So that's speed-wise. So let's have a listen to the beginning and get our speed.
Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus.
Good. So we can hear where those S's come. 2, 3, 4. Sanctus, 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 Dominus Deus Sabaoth. Now normally we would put that T on the bar line, but we're going to push it just a little bit to the left. Sabaoth. So that the basses can put their T in and they can breathe with their pleni sunt. So Sabaoth, pleni sunt. Okay? Then you carry on, pleni sunt, celi et terra, gloria, gloria, gloria tua. Just be careful. Gloria, gloria, gloria. How many glorias are there in the room? There are 3, each one a little bit more than the other. Yeah. When we get to the very last one, tua, we are the end of a phrase, so we don't want tua. No. Tua. Just pull it away so that we got the basses, kick it off with our Hosanna. So just be careful, especially as we've been building up our glorias. You don't get carried away and put a big on the end. We don't want to, yeah, just bring it away. Then we get to our hosannas. Let's just go through these notes. Bar 23, a little bit under tempo, but still in 1. Ready, and Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis. An S on the end. Let's just have a look at those again, even slower, because I think I fluffed a few of them. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis. Cool. But in all that, aim for the first one so the whole thing bounces along. Just like you would be on Ding Dong Merry on High or Glow. Yeah, just exactly the same thing. Bounce along. Should we have a sing through? Yes, it's a short one, isn't it? That's good. Here we go. Sanctus. Sanctus. 1, 2, 3.
Sanctus, 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 Dominus Deus Sabaoth, celis et celis
Great. And that ending, where we go slightly slower into 3, we break it down into 3 in the penultimate bar, is just something in timing-wise, if you just listen to it 3 or 4 times, just that ending, before you do the recording, then it won't be a surprise every time it comes. It just literally is me going from 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. And it just allows us to put the brakes on a little bit. Let's create a recording opportunity. The light is on. Sanctus. Here we go for a recording opportunity. Clap with me if you are recording. Excelsis. Excelsis. Rather than excelsis. I think we're doing excelsis. Cha. There's a soft cha. Sorry. I'm going to turn that light off. I said that I was going to turn the light on and then get on with it and ignore the comments. Sorry. Light on again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've lost my rhythm and my flow. Here we are. My fault. Third time lucky. On count of 3 for Sanctus. 1, 2, 3. And here's our notes. One, two.
Sanctus, 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 Dominus Deus Sabaoth, Celis ut celis terra, gloria, gloria, gloria tua. Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis,
Yeah, eggshells. Go for eggshells. Go for eggshells, definitely. Yeah. Good. Ooh, good comment there, Steve. He's probably not Steve, although it could be Steve singing soprano. I don't know. So, 5:33. Yep. Benedictus. So Benedictus starts with our solos, and we're going to pick it up from bar 52, I think. I can't read, it's too small. Let me have a look. Yes, 52. Bar 52 is where we pick up with the organ after the solos, and then we come in with our hosannas at bar 54. And you know the tune. Let's just check through those notes. Bar 62, under tempo for a moment. 1, 2, go. Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis. And this time, even more of a writ. It's more of a row, I think, going into those thirds. Okay, tricky run 29. Yeah, there are tricky runs all over the place. Take it steady. So we're going to pick up from bar 52. Yeah, bar 52 of Benedictus, and let's have a go at slipping into our hosanna. This is the sing through. Bar 53. Tenors.
Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis, in
And at the end, we've got differences of opinion on the track of where the sis comes, but Chelsea's. So the s comes on the next beat. Because we're slowing down, it is slightly later. Okay? Da da da. There. Place it all together and it'll be fine. Let's do a recording opportunity. Here we go. So this still is picking up from 52. So this is Benedictus, recording opportunity, starting at 52. Here is a clap on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hosanna in excelsis, Hosanna in excelsis, in
Boink. Done. That's a short one. Boom. Good. We've now hit the final corner. Last two numbers. Agnus Dei and Lux Aeterna. Now, our final number, of course, is the same as the beginning, but with different words. Oh, quick question from Ruth, bar 4 of... Oh, you're on a different place, I'm afraid, so I don't quite know which bar 4 of. Domine... Don't know. Yeah, you've got differences of opinion on the track of excelsis, 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 excelsis. I would like eggshells. We're going to go with eggshellsis. Okay? Eggshellsis. That's what I'm telling... That's what I told the basses. What I'm going to tell you. Tell the altos and the tenors. So think of eggshells and we'll be fine. Agnus Dei. Right. Aiming for the day of each one. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi. So each little block of stuff has got phrases, yeah? So there's shape and there's warmth. Here we go. 3 and 1. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi. Off. Then we get Dona eis Requiem. If you've got the score that Nick sent out, there is a little mistake that the acciaccatura that's in there, or is it an appoggiatura? I think it's an appoggiatura, is written in as a B flat and it should be an A. Okay? It's an A. Requiem. And that's what you hear on the recording as well. Like that. It's an appoggiatura, isn't it? Yeah. A, G. Then it carries on. 1, 2, 3, 1. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi. Sorry, I had a page turn malfunction in the middle of that one. Peccata mundi. 1. Dona eis Requiem. Just getting softer and softer and softer as it goes down. Again, because it's going down, keep it bright so that it doesn't go flat. Anything that goes down, yeah, we can get into problems. So just keep the energy, even though it's going quieter. Then we pick up again. Agnus on the page turn, which is bar 34. 3, 4, 1. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi. And not mundi. No, mundi. Always come away from the ends of those things, even though it's the first beat of the bar. Yeah, come away from it. Then we get the basses. the appoggiatura is correct, but we do get this nice diminished chord on the interrupted cadence. Now, on the recording, the sempiter, the soloist is a fraction behind. She's like, oh, I've missed it. Yeah? So just count with me. Requiem. 1. Sempiter. And we're just slowing up in the penultimate bar, and the nam is 3 counts in the slower tempo. Okay, nothing long or anything like that. If we can do a little crescendo through that sempiter and then back away for the end of it, so hairpins either side, that would be lovely. In the Sanctus. What was this? I'll have to come back to that one, I'm afraid, because I'm lost now on my score. So we'll come back to that one, or maybe somebody else might be able to answer it. Let's do a sing-through of Agnus Dei. I love this this wandering line that happens in the organ. Is going to be lovely when you hear it on the instruments. Here we are, from the top, a sing-through. And... Cool. Did you hear actually just slightly behind? Yeah? Just slightly behind on that sempiternum. So just be bold and sing with my beat rather than wait for her on that one. That'd be good. Right. Yeah, it's a shame on the organ we don't get all this lots of wandering lines that are happening while you're still doing this thick stuff over the top. There's this it's like a sea swelling underneath while you're doing something quite stately and still. So there's something scurrying around underneath you as you're singing this Agnus Dei. Pictures in my mind. Let's create a recording opportunity. So we're going to have a recording opportunity for Agnus Dei, and we're going to do a clap all together on 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's our starting note.
Agnus Dei, qui
And then we're on the final number. Well done. Now, this final number, this Lux Aeterna, we know most of the notes, we know most of the rhythms, new words that sometimes do feel a little bit clonky, especially when you know when the original ones that fitted. So this always feels a little bit clunky. So really spend a bit of time, if you can, checking out the words, making sure you are getting the words in the right places on this one. But we do know all the notes really, because it's a reprise from what we've done before. Let's just have a skip through, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a sing through and then we're going to do a recording. Yeah, but we need to just check out some little bits. So before we get into the Cum Sanctus Tuis, which is at bar 31, we've been singing Et lux perpetua luce Deis. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4 off. The S comes on number 5. 5. Okay, and watch me. And then that off becomes the bass entrance, which you don't need to worry about because you're not the basses, of course. So it's just the S on number 5. You've got runs all over the place, but they're the same as before. Remember, you've got to... You can hit the certain notes that are the important ones, and it bounces along. When you have Cum Sanctus Tuis, you can really go for those long notes and do some of these. Yeah, enjoy those. Then can we go to the very end? Can we look at bar 79? 79, if you've got the PDF copy that's come out, it's missing a few words, because it goes bar 78, Tuis in ete, and then you've got nothing else. So you've got te, so we go Tuis in eternum. So if you need to write in num in eternum, I'll do that again. Num in eternum. Bar 12, a little question. Bar 12. That must have been in a previous piece, so I can't help you on that one. Maybe somebody else will, or you can rewind back. Then we get Cum Sanctus Tuis, and off we rollick in that one. That whips along nicely. And when we get to the end, that num, we're holding it for 7 counts. 7 counts, off on 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off. 1, 2, 3. Quia P. So I give you a rest of a count of 3 counts before you do Quia P. In this one, oh okay, bar 12, I've got Cum Sanctus Tuis in Aeternum and no Domine Requiem at all. So bar 12 of this one that we're in, I've got Cum Sanctus Tuis in Aeternum quia pius s. Maybe you've got another alternative. Then we go off, and at the end, another magic 7. Quia pius, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off. Pius s. Put the S of pius. Don't get there early. Pius se, rather than pius s. Put it onto the next one. Right, let's have a sing through, and you might answer some of your own questions by having a listen as well. Let's go from the top, having a sing through. Soloist to start.
Lux Aeterna, luce Deis Domine. Cum sanctis tuis in aeternum quia pius est. Lux Aeterna, Lux Aeterna, luce Deis Domine. Cum sanctis tuis in aeternum quia pius est. Cum sanctis tuis in
Good. Very good. That's hard work, isn't it? And that's not what you want at the end of all of that. But we've got to do it one more time to make a recording opportunity. You don't obviously have to sing along. You could just sit back and have a listen. One of these key things is getting those words in the right places, isn't it? And that's some of them are easy. Some it just depends on your reading skills as well. Getting them in, bit of highlighter or emphasising, underlining some of those to get them in. Yes. Apologies to the minions. I said the minions are they're the stars of the movie. They're the best people, aren't they? We call them minions, but they're the best people. They're lovely, all of them. And without them, we couldn't do anything. So the minions are the best. If we're going into minions, then our chief engineer must be Gruber or whatever his name is. Anyway, let's do a recording opportunity. Loads of words in there. It's hard. It's fast. But a little bit of practice and you'll get it because you know the tune. It's just a question of fitting those lyrics in. Lyrics, words. Here comes the recording opportunity. The words don't trip off the tongue so easy because, we've had to shoehorn this in. This bit wasn't ever written by Mozart, so it's a little bit of a, isn't it? Recording opportunity for Lux Aeterna. We're going to clap after 3. Clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go with bounce and vigour.
Sanctus,
Recording opportunity gone. Bar 23. Yes, I think there's a slight difference, isn't there? Let me just check in this copy. Aeternum. Bar 23 in the sopranos, yes. And in the tenors, if you're writing it in Aeternum. Yes, with an M. Well done. Fabulous. Yes, there's could be some work to be done. So do go and listen to it lots. Do the easy ones first. You know, you don't have to record yours in order. So you can say, okay, I've only got 20 minutes. I'll just record one of them and maybe do Sanctus or the Hosanna or something like that, something that's a bit shorter, and then go and do some work on the others. Oof, says Susie. Yes. Oof. She feel a bit tired after that because it's hard work. Because remember, that's the other thing. You would normally sing this whole work in, 50 minutes. And you've just sung it for an hour and a half continuously. So you always end up singing more and feeling more tired than if you were in a performance. And you'd have all those moments of solos off as well. So if you're thinking, oh my goodness, there's a lot there. There is. Space yourself in practice. Don't expect to do an hour and a half. Do 45 minutes of this, stop it, go and have a cup of tea and come back 15, 20 minutes later. Thank you very much for all your questions and enthusiasms and thank yous, etc. We're going to have a tutti rehearsal on Thursday, I believe. The room will still be here, but it will be night time then. And we'll have a little break in the middle as well, as usual. And then after that, it's knuckle down, get the recording done if you haven't done it already, because the deadline will be Sunday at midnight. Really good rehearsal, exhausted. Thank you very much for all your questions. I shall see you on Thursday. It moves like fast, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, I'm going to stop because we've got business to do and a lie down, I think. I think a lie down is for all of us. So, well done. See you Thursday. Take care of yourselves. A few strong drinks.